Hey, this is it. This is the reveal, the prayer you've been hearing all along. This is the moment when everything you've traveled through finally makes sense. Now, some stories don't make sense until the very last chapter. You reread them and realize that the clues were there all along. A glance, a name, a line you didn't think mattered. You know, life is like that too. Sometimes you don't know what you've been hearing until you hear it again differently. And suddenly, it's not just a story. It's your story. Hey, if you're new here, welcome. You found a little virtual roadside diner of stories. So if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button, click the like button, hit the thumbs up. All this thing, it all kind of works together. Now, if the road will bring you back to this show, always remember there's coffee and always room here at this table. Now, outside of Oatman, there's an old gas station. It's boarded up, paint peeling, history leaning sideways. Now, I parked beside it for a stretch of the legs kind of stop. In the lot was a dusty old Buick. Been in a big accident. Wasn't going to go anywhere. Hadn't probably moved in weeks, maybe months, probably close to a year. But curiosity got the best of me. I did have an old Skylark as a kid, so I thought it'd be kind of fun to look in. Now, the door was propped open by the bend in the metal from the accident. Inside on the floor was a journal. It was leather bound, scuffed like it had survived the desert heat, the accident, and a whole lot of heartbreak. Written on the journal was a girl's name, Clara. She wrote down the names and the places she had been. Prescott, Amarillo, Tucumcari, and beside each one was a sentence or two. Met a waitress who reminded me of my sister. Watched the sunrise without crying. That's new. But what struck me was one page copied over and over. It read, "Oh God, you've called your servants to ventures of which we cannot see the ending." Same line, same prayer again and again. She didn't rewrite it to understand it. She rewrote it to remember it. And somehow, even though I never met this Clara, I felt like I had. Now in Williams, Arizona, that's that stretch of neon nostalgia. I pulled into a Route 66 motel just before dusk. Neon sign buzzing like a bug zapper, office door held open by a giant rock. Now, the guy behind the counter had a slow drawl of a man who used to preach and now prefers to just listen. It was like an instant friendship. We talked while he ran my card. Said he used to be a pastor. Got tired of church politics. Left it all behind him. I totally understand that. He said, "I still believe, I just don't stand behind pulpits anymore." I asked him if he missed it. He said, "I don't miss the noise, but I miss the moments." That one hit close to my heart. Then he reached behind the counter and pulled out a stack of note cards, each one handwritten. It was the same prayer. "By paths as yet untrodden, through perils unknown." He leaves them on pillows in room number 3, he said. "I don't know who needs it, but I know someone does." So I'm in Flagstaff, it's late, it's cold. One flickering fluorescent bulb above the counter seat I found in the diner. She was seated on a bench, sipping her cup of coffee. Suitcase beside her, older, very calm. I must have looked lost because she said to me, "You look like someone on the edge of something." I chuckled, said, "Aren't we all?" She smiled and she said, "Some of us more than others." Then, like a benediction she carried for decades, she began to speak. "Give us faith to go out with good courage, not knowing where we go, but only that your hand is leading us and your love supporting us." She looked at me like she knew. And maybe she did. Well, you've been hearing it all along. In the booths, the bus rides, the truck stops, the prayer lists. Go even when you don't know where. Trust even when your map folds weird. Believe even when the road goes quiet. Faith and Good Courage, it's not just a show, it's a prayer in motion. And now you heard the call. The same one whispered in the ears of travelers, wanderers, doubters, and dreamers since the very beginning. Oh God, you have called your servants to ventures of which we cannot see the ending, by the paths as yet untrodden, through perils unknown. Give us faith to go out with good courage, not knowing where we go, but only that your hands are leading us and your love supporting us. If that's where you find yourself now, between towns, between chapters, between breaths, know this: the call isn't always loud. Sometimes it sounds like your own footsteps continuing. If someone's standing at the edge of something or walking the path they didn't plan, just walk a stretch behind them and alongside of them. The answers you have is called kindness. Because sometimes the greatest faith is simply showing up together. Well, I hope you'll join me for the next season of Faith and Good Courage. Right now it's entitled, What Comes Next? And remember that fuel, coffee, and kindness keep this ride going. And if you'd like to give a little something, a gallon of gas, a cup of coffee, or even buy me a slice of pie, my hat's open at Venmo at Faith and Good Courage. No strings, just a small ask. Now, I want to take a moment to thank the staff of Calico's Restaurant here along Route 66 in Kingman, Arizona, for allowing me to film the first season of Faith and Good Courage. Don't know where you'll find me next, but I've got a little surprise for you. Next week will be the first presentation of one of the chapters of the Healing Highway. Consider it a short intermission between the Faith and Good Courage chapters. Until then, travel well, my friends. Have faith and good courage.